Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another episode of Triple Terror. I'm your host who just might be a ghost, Logan Kaler, and today we got 3 more animatronics to discuss. Today we'll be discussing Night Terror, Emily, and Victor. Pretty interesting combination of props there, but at least we got some good ones. So we're going to just dive headfirst into this one with the 6-foot Night Terror animatronic. Now, Night Terror is our budget prop of the season, and he is going for a whopping $100 flat, which really isn't a terrible price, all things considered. I feel like if Spirit made this thing any more expensive, we would have some problems. Now, Night Terror is by the... what's supposed to be on? Night Terror is by the company Crazy Create, and I was a little surprised, especially by the actual build quality of this prop. So, Night Terror is just a single pole-based animatronic with a Christmas tree stand, and he has this like spring-loaded head-bobbing mechanism, which is a little weird. It's not my favorite, especially given that it looks like it struggles a bit. Most notably in Chilling Props video, man, I'm like referencing this guy a lot. It just looked really wonky, so I really wasn't a big fan of that in particular. I'm also not a fan of the fact that the entire prop is just comprised of entirely pre-made parts from Crazy Create. And what I mean by that is the head is by Little Jack Carver. That's the pumpkin head that he has. And then the hands are by Hauntress. So we really don't have anything new to this guy, which I really feel like drags him down significantly. And then you also have like the super cheap build with the Christmas tree stands. I do not like Christmas tree stand props that much. They're harder to display, especially outdoor in an uneven terrain. They are known to tip over and fall. And also Christmas tree stands in general are pretty frail. So, you know, you have to deal with that as well. And kind of adding in that motion that he has, where if you get a unit that works really well and he bobs his head a lot, I feel like it is very prone to tipping over, which does scare me quite a bit, because this doesn't seem like the most well-built animatronic in the entire world. It's Crazy Create, and they are a toss-up of quality. You can either get an item that's really good quality, or it's just absolutely irredeemable trash. So you really don't know what exactly you're going to get. And with a budget prop, I really feel like we're kind of leaning towards it being a really poor quality item. So that does concern me quite a bit. I also really don't care for single pole animatronics. I feel like it should be an industry standard for a prop, to at least have 2 poles for the build for extra stability. And again, we're going back to that movement where he kind of wobbles quite a bit. That makes me really nervous. You're mixing that with the Christmas tree stand. I really don't like that. I don't feel like it'd be that much more expensive to actually give him a metal stand. But that's just me. I also just don't think this prop looks that good. It's plain black. There's really no detailing in the actual animatronic itself, and it just looks really flat. And honestly, if I'm going to be really brutal, it looks boring. It's a really boring looking prop. There's not a lot of detail to be had, which sucks because the sculpt of Little Jack Carver's pumpkin is pretty well done. I actually have a Little Jack Carver, though mine doesn't function. I use him as a static prop. but the actual sculpt of the pumpkin is actually pretty well done. They could have done so much with it, but of course, I guess with it being a budget-friendly item, they opted to just make everything a flat, kind of shiny black, which I really do not like at all. And I know there's gonna be that person who's gonna be like, you don't like it because it's a budget prop. No, I think if it's, you know, a budget prop, it should at least not look super cheap. This looks cheap. This looks like a $25 product. It doesn't even look like $100. I feel like, you know, with Spirit, the bar is set higher than most retailers. This to me looks like something you would see at a Walgreens more so than a Spirit. So I'm just not happy to see this be how low they've gone in terms of the quality for something that's budget friendly. But I guess, you know, at least we're getting something budget friendly, because they could have just not done that at all. Now, I will say one neat perk about this is the fact that the lights stay steady on, but I am curious as to, like, if they're gonna have the same problems as Little Jack Carver did. The lights would get so hot that it would actually melt the glue. So I guess we're gonna have to see if this one is gonna have the same issues. The lights look pretty nice. I wish they flickered, but again, I guess it's extra programming. It's gonna make it a little more expensive. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel like this could be so much better. I feel like it could look a lot nicer. It could do a little bit more. I don't even like the audio. I feel like the laughing just doesn't sound that great. But yeah, that's the Night Terror. I mean, at least we got a budget-friendly prop, but I don't really think it's that good. And I think it's already like getting not getting great not getting great reviews. I'm seeing a lot of 4 stars on this. So yeah. Oh well. So, let's watch his demo. Oh, I hope that really, like, nice, crisp, like, crack, like, picked up on camera. So, we're on to our final segment. I'm actually grouping Emily and Victor into one because their video shows them together. And I'll kind of explain why a little later, kind of why I'm doing this. But Emily and Victor are more of our licensed characters. And I thought it would be wrong of me to not discuss them together since they are literally a duo. They are the Jack and Sally of an alternate Tim Burton universe. So it's like you literally cannot have one without the other. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Emily and Victor, they are from another, again, Tim Burton film called The Corpse Bride. It is another stop motion film and it is amazing. You have to see it, especially if you're a Nightmare Before Christmas fan. Corpse Bride to me is my Nightmare Before Christmas. It's my favorite Halloween film. I watch it every year. It's my cozy, comfy film. So, these guys are really interesting. Sorry, I had to take a drink. As they are Servo. But the catch is that supposedly according to Cole Walker from the Spirit Halloween Wiki, they are not by SVI. Now that's really strange because we all know SVI as that servo company. Now, of course, this year we did see Techie enter the scene with their servo Sea Witch and the Bone Collector. So, I guess more companies are starting to do servo tech. Supposedly, these guys are by YJ, which is a pleasant surprise to see. Now, whether that is 100% true or 100% false, I cannot tell you guys that 100%, as not even I know. I don't have all of the answers in the world. But what I can confidently say is these two are just amazing. The movement is just so fluid on them. Now, currently, no one has these yet. They are unreleased. We still have some animatronics that have not gone out to the public yet. So, they feature servo head movement, waist turning movement. I don't know if Emily has... Yeah, no, Emily does have it. And blinking eyes, which just looks so nice on them. It truly does. Now, Emily is going for $300, and let me look up Victor real quick. I have to kind of jump through some hoops to get their prices because, again, they're not publicly available yet. Victor is $280, which I think is really fair, especially for how nice these two are in their servo, and I mean, they are very screen accurate. They have that Tim Burton stylized look down to the T. It is very impressive, and I am so happy that we got Corpse Bride. It really does make me hope that if these guys do super well, that we will see more characters like perhaps Bone Jangles, one of my favorite Corpse Bride characters. Now, another thing that makes Victor and Emily so unique is that they do have a function where they can interconnect via USB. I think it's what it said. Let me double check. I'm kind of reading through this real quick. Movie. Okay, it doesn't say. I could have sworn it said something about a USB cable or something. Yep, USB to USB cord. So, I mean, pretty nice. And I believe they have a mode where they speak to each other and recite iconic phrases from the movie, which is really wonderful. I mean, I'm so happy they did this. I am a huge fan. Emily looks fantastic. They did a full upper body piece. It looks so good. They have all of her little details down because Emily is quite the detailed character from the Corpse Bride. So I'm glad to see how well they did her. She looks absolutely amazing. And Victor as well, they did a very good job on him. Now, I've heard some people complain about his proportions. They don't, they don't bother me per se. I remembered him having pretty strange proportions. I'm kind of looking him up. Yeah, his proportions were a little odd. I will agree that the hands are a bit big on him. But besides that, I think he's fine. Because I do know that all the characters pretty much had big heads, small hands. And they gave him a big head and then pretty big hands. But, I mean, it still looks really, really good. And I love that he's holding the ring as well while he recites his vows. I think that is amazing. So cute. One thing I do kind of wish they did, and this doesn't make or break it that they didn't do this. I wish they did an alternate Emily head with the maggot sticking out of her eye. I don't know why. I love that in the movie that she had the maggot living in her head. I think that would have been so funny if they did that. Now, again, it doesn't like ruin it that they didn't do that, obviously. I think either way, she is still fantastic with the wilted rose bouquet, and I mean, her face is beautiful. Her decayed flower crown. Her hair looks pretty good as well. I mean, she looks breathtaking. Honestly, they did a really, really, really good job with her. I think what they need to do next is Scraps, an officially licensed Scraps. If you don't know who that is, it's the dog. But yeah, I just, it looks so good. And I'm kind of like looking up actual reference photos to kind of look at them side by side, and I do really think they did such a good job with Emily and Victor, especially with their clothing. I mean, now granted, they can't add every single last little detail, especially with Emily and like the aging and her like decay, but I still think it looks so good. Like, I'm really, really happy with how this came out. This is like pinnacle Tim Burton right here. I will say, the little details. I wish they gave Emily the little blemishes she has. She's got one on the top of her head and then one kind of on the left side by her collar. I do wish they kind of went the full mile with kind of her blemishes and kind of like her wounds, because, you know, she died a really brutal death. So, but I mean, that's me nitpicking. We're looking at a retail grade animatronic, and if we're really just considering the fact that Emily is an actual retail grade animatronic, it's really good. It's really, really good. Like, they did a phenomenal job on her. I really couldn't be more satisfied with it. So, I hope that these two do well. And then I really hope that we get more characters in the future. You know, Bojangles is just like what immediately comes to mind. Because, like, I mean, if you don't know who Bojangles is, he's the guy that sings "Remains of the Day." But, like, favorite character, it'd be such a fun piece to have. I do definitely plan on getting Emily and Victor. It would be an absolute massive statement piece to have in my cemetery. Again, I am a huge Corpse Bride fan. I love the film. I love the characters. I love Tim Burton in general. So, like, I was so happy with her and Victor. And I can't wait to see what else we get. Honestly, I'm very pleased with these, as one might say. But yeah, so that is this episode of Triple Terror. A bit shorter than usual, but I know I've been mainly fawning over Emily, but I feel like she's kind of the most major of the two. And don't get me wrong, I do also think Victor looks fantastic. I love Victor. I love the little details in him as well. I love the clothing, how that was done. I love his sculpt. His sculpt is perfect. I love that they gave him the molded on hair. I think that was really smart. So, just kind of throwing that out there that I do also really, really, really like how Victor is done as well. And again, I feel like he needs little scraps to go with him. And like how Jack has 0, Victor needs scraps, because that's like, I mean, that was a very important character to him in the film. So, but yeah, like I said, a bit shorter episode today because I was combining 2 into 1. So I hope you guys don't mind. I hope Victor and Emily drop soon, because I would love to see them more in depth. And I am looking at Victor from behind and curious. I don't know. It's hard telling if that is not SVI, if it is YJ, because I can see the servo attachment, and it's interesting. It's interesting, and I could keep going on about them, but for the sake of, you know, time, I won't, because I keep looking at them and inspecting them, and, you know, I just have so many questions about Emily and Victor as well. You know, I like them too. I mean, that's some of it, is I do really like them. So that's going to affect a lot of it. I will say I did find Victor's sensor, and it was hidden in a really cool spot in one of his buttons. Someone finally did it. Oh, I found Emily's too. Okay, it's hidden in her dress. They use a white sensor. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and me rambling about Emily and Victor so much. I just really like these two, and I'm so happy that we're getting more Tim Burton representation, and I really want more. So, next episode, we will be discussing Max Straw, Dark Princess, and Towering Clown, and then we'll be caught up on Spirit Halloween until they start releasing videos on more animatronics. So after that, it's going to be so many reviews and demos, and you guys are just going to be so excited with what I have to show you. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
With this candle, I will light your way in darkness. With this ring, I ask you to be mine.
You kept your promise. You set me free. Now I can do the same.